Everybody, this is Kelly of Roho Chief Clothing, and this is my Instagram, as you see here. And when you look here, I'm going to click on the link. It will say creator Kelly _McAlpine. That's to my personal Instagram account. But right here it says follow link to my YouTube, Facebook, and clothing below. So I'm going to click on this link right here. And then when you click on that link, then what's going to happen is that kids sports tee, as you see, baby's clothing, it's a shirt for a toddler. I even have bodysuits for babies. And then going back, I have the category for also women, tank tops. I also have polo shirts. I also have long sleeve shirts, as well as hoodies for women as well. And also for men, they have the same thing. Men tank tops, men t-shirts, got v-neck shirts, comes in a variety of colors, sizes. So, check me out if you would like to have some fashion that honors your ancestors and shows the world that you know exactly who you are and proud of it. Now, let's get into the video. Okay, so this is Kelly of Roho Chief Clothing, and I'm here to talk to you about the code of conduct for law enforcement officials. And I'm bringing it up. And it says, the General Assembly, considering that the purposes proclaimed in the Charter of the United Nations include the achievement of international cooperation in promoting and encouraging respect for human rights and for the fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language, and religion, recalling in particular the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the International Covenants on Human Rights, recalling also the Declaration of Protection of All Persons from being subjected to torture and other cruel, inhumane, degrading treatment or punishment adopted by the General Assembly in its resolution 3452 on December 9th, 1975, mindful that the nature of the functions of law enforcement in the defense of public order and the manner of which those functions are exercised have a direct impact on the quality of life of individuals as well as the society as a whole. Conscious of the important task which law enforcement officials are performing diligently and with dignity in compliance with the principles of human rights, aware nevertheless of the potential for abuse which the exercise of such duty entails, recognizing that the establishment of the code of conduct for law enforcement officials is only one of several important measures for providing the citizenry served by law enforcement officials with protection of all their rights and interests. Pause right there. I'm pausing because it's detailing that what law enforcement, like your cops, your sheriff or sheriff deputy or state police, FBI, DEA, etc., what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to protect the people and protect the rights and interests of the people. Okay, let's go. And it says, like all agencies of the criminal justice system, every law enforcement agency should be representative and responsive and accountable to the community as a whole. Then it says the human rights in question are identified and protected by national and international law. Among the relevant international instruments are the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the Declaration on the Protection of All Persons from being subjected to torture and other cruel and inhumane or degrading treatment or punishment, the United Nations Declaration on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, and the International Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, and the International Convention on the Suppression and Punishment of Crime of Apprehende, and the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of Crimes of Genocide, and the Standard Minimum Rules of Treatment of Prisoners, and the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations. Okay, so whenever you see like a police officer killing our people or doing anything wrong, they're in violation of this. So I'm going to show you the solution to this and how you can be proactive in protecting your own people. Okay, so I'm going to have the link to this below. All right. Okay, now this is from the site aclu.org. Now, they are renowned, or they're known for dealing with legal cases. And so on here it says FAQs, which stands for Frequently Asked Questions. It says United Nations Special Rapporteurs. I think that's how it's pronounced. It says, what are UN, the United Nations Special Rapporteurs? Special Rapporteurs are independent experts appointed by the UN Human Rights Council, formerly known as the UN Commission on Human Rights, with a mandate to monitor, advise, and publicly report on human rights situations in Pacific countries, country mandates, and on human rights violations worldwide. Thematic mandates cover a wide range of issues related to civil, cultural, economic, political, and social rights, including human rights of migrants, violence against women, the rights of internally displaced persons, freedom of religion, and arbitrary detention, among many others. What do special rapporteurs do? The functions of a special rapporteur include responding to individual complaints. So that will be us. Conducting studies, providing advice on technical cooperation, and undertaking countries' visits to assess specific human rights situations. Most special rapporteurs also receive information on specific allegations of human rights violations and send urgent appeals or letters of allegation to governments asking for clarification and concrete measures to end rights violations. In what sense are special rapporteurs independent? What is their relationship to the United Nations? While the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights at the United Nations provides the special rapporteurs with the personnel and logistical assistance necessary for them to carry out their mandates, special rapporteurs nonetheless serve in their personal capacity and do not receive salaries or any other financial retribution for their work. The SRs are expected to fulfill tasks that are outlined in specific UN resolutions, but their independent status is crucial for them to be able to fulfill their functions in all impartiality. So impartial, meaning like they're not biased. They're supposed to be unbiased, right? So it says special rapporteurs are prominent human rights experts from various walks of life. That includes academics, lawyers, economists, and former and current members of NGOs, which is NGO stands for non-governmental organization, and comes from all regions of the world. Okay, I'm going to have this link below so you can go ahead and you can read it when you have the time. Okay. It says here, what are communications? Communications are letters sent to the special procedures to governments and others, such as intergovernmental organizations, businesses, military, security companies, past human rights violations, which can be obtained object of a letter of allegation, ongoing potential human rights violations, an urgent appeal. Okay, so Then it says here, you can click on, it says who can submit the information. Any individual, group, civil society, organization, intergovernmental entity, national human rights bodies can submit information to the special procedures. Then it says here, in order to keep track of submissions, you're encouraged to use a special procedure submission online form. Then it says, what are special procedures? You are now about to submit information to the special procedures. Please read through the following guidance note before filling out your online form. And so you have to have all this information, or you can email them, or here's the link right here. It says make your submission to the special procedures, and I will have this link below so that you can check this out for yourself. And if you think that there are any human rights violations that you know about, be very specific. Give them the time, the day that the incident happened, what happened, who was the victim, and the person who did it. The person and the organization who are responsible for the human rights violation. Okay? So, if you like this video, please drop me a like. Please share. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And I also have information also on what to do or what should be done with the help of a good lawyer, of course. Because what I'm stating in this video is not to be used for legal advice. It's just, information that I'm sharing with, with you all, with the people, to help you guys to, to look into these things, to research them, and to apply them, and how to apply them, or how I would apply it if I was a witness or I knew about a human rights violation. Okay? So, and also police brutality. I have another video pertaining to that in my playlist. Okay? So anyways, please like and subscribe. I'm out.